Let's take a look at the bench hip thrust. If you don't have a surface like a bench or a couch that you can do this off of, you can do the exact same movement just from the floor on your back. But the bench gives us a bit more range of motion. It's a bit more effective when we have something to press our back up against. I'm also going to add a band, a mini band, just above my knees. If you don't have bands, you can do the same exercise without the band. This just gives me a little bit more resistance pushing out with my knees, which activates the glutes a little bit more intensely, or quite a bit more intensely than if we don't have the band. So we're going to set up with the back, kind of right around the shoulder blades, right against the surface of the bench. And I'm going to have my feet hip width apart. And then we're going to go into the movement. So even if you don't have the band, you're still thinking of pushing out with the knees the whole time. So I never want to let my knees crash in through the entire exercise. So I'm going to drive my hips up into the air, going up into this tabletop position. You'll notice my head's on the bench. I'm nice and long through the body, so I'm not letting my hips drop here. I'm not hiking my belly up. I'm keeping my abdominals engaged, my glutes engaged, and this is the tabletop position. And then I'm going to lower myself back down, ideally stopping just before you touch the ground. If you need the rest, you can take that seat. Otherwise, stop just before. So we stay activated the whole time and press through. Now, a couple things to watch for with this exercise. I kind of mentioned it already. You don't want to drive the belly up. That's going to put pressure at the low back. You shouldn't really be feeling much at the low back at all in the exercise. So pull the abdominals in, and we want to drive from the hips or from the glutes to get the height. The second thing you might find, if it's a lot of hamstring work, your feet are probably a little too far forward. So the more forward your feet are, the more hamstrings you're going to be working. Now, if that's what you want, then feel free and throw your feet way out there in front of you to target the hamstrings. But if that's too much or they're cramping, just bring your heels back, and that will allow you to recruit the glutes and even the quads a little bit more. And that is your bench hip thrust.